Hello, and welcome to Khyber Shards, a 5th edition actual play show set in the Eberron campaign world. Eric, what happened last time?
Ari's back. Yeah.
Ta-da!
Hey.
You're gonna be in trouble.
It's gonna be a problem for everyone. No, Ari made a new deal, shockingly, with super chill lady. Seems cool.
In fairness,
Ari,
she did erase previous deals.
That's true. Yeah, she cleaned Ari's ledger and then started it over. Except for that weird hooded guy. That guy's still out.
That's where my thought went to. Like, are you out of all of them?
Anyway, Ari woke back up. There was lots of conversations. Thor was happy to see Ari back. Everybody, I think, was happy to see Ari back. I'm gonna claim that.
We haven't talked to Puzzle Dust yet.
Yeah, that's true.
Cal's uncertain.
Ooh.
Ari and Shade had a conversation after everyone else left the room. Tommel's corpse is still in the basement. We still haven't. I think did Esri did the preservation thing, right? Like
he
we
said,
him. Just get a barrel of vinegar down here, stat.
It's just brine. He's soaking in brine right now.
And that's where we left things off, right? Is us, Ari and Shade, headed back up into the school?
Indeed so. Yes. So Ari and Shade head back up. And it is it's late. It's late.
Ari's
what
white.
you doing, gang?
Pog is at the Strike Force table with Solarka getting bandaged because he only stopped bleeding long enough to go to the church and back. So, he's bandaging up and just sitting and refreshing with her.
Okay.
Ari,
all done.
Oh, go ahead.
You guys done talking alone times?
Yep. Yeah, think so. How are you all feeling? I just woke up, so
like I could go to sleep.
Should probably do that
for a days at least.
Do we know who won the race?
It has been a long day. No.
I don't know.
Oh, Greg. Just now remembered.
He will be missed.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to turn in for the night and see what the fallout is tomorrow. But what do we want to do about the body in the basement, as it were?
I didn't want the body in the basement, but Miss Thora said we needed all of it.
Yeah, I mean, we should probably ask it questions, right? Like,
yeah, I can talk to it now. So
I could put it in a new body.
Would it change the personality?
I don't like this idea.
Or belief
Well, your
structure?
personality probably changes when mine changed somewhat. Maybe.
Would he be a good guy again?
Who's to say?
You.
That's why we should ask him some questions before we do any kind of resurrecting.
Well, we can ask his physical memory questions. We can't actually talk to him.
I know, but there's some things that his physical memory would know that I want qualified before we even consider bringing him back.
Sure, yeah. He might or might not be cooperative. Since his physical memory probably remembers what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, that could help, though, right?
I mean, he probably remembers the part, getting his throat cut.
I mean,
I
but when you
wouldn't
kidnap
talk to the
people, that's what
person
happens.
I'm not. No, I'm good with it. With that, I was good with killing him a long time ago. But I wouldn't talk to the person who cut my throat.
Yeah.
I probably would.
But he was a talker. It might work. I don't know.
I mean, I could not be in the room if that would be helpful.
I mean, I can make myself look like someone else.
And I didn't hit him even one time. I don't know if he knew I was there. I just killed all of his soldiers.
Maybe his memory will talk to you.
And whoever already pretends to be.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. There's just something... I don't want to find out, like, when we, like, if we have a face down with Kolseer and Mirren or something, that we find out that, like, oh, Tommel was brainwashed and we should feel bad. Like, I want to know what... I don't know. I'm not sad he's dead, but at the same time, death feels like the easy way out for someone that caused as much pain as he did.
So you would want
if
to
you
bring him back and hurt him more?
Yeah, those are some
That is
big words.
I know
But
you're
not
just
like-
alive again, but that's dark.
More like, I don't know, like, it's not physical pain, but like he should be made to atone for what he did. I don't know.
And death is not that.
We don't...
Is what you're saying?
I just died and had a full-on conversation with somebody that was like, hey, want to come back? And here I mean, we don't really know what happens next. He might be having a grand old time.
I mean, you
So
and
if we-
Ezri apparently know what happens next.
Oh, he talked to the same person, so I
That's
guess
true.
he might be talking to her. Ugh. Ugh.
She had some sort of call on me. And I assume you went where you did because you sold your soul to a
Yeah,
forgetful creep.
true. I don't know. We can talk about this in the morning if y'all want. It's late.
Yeah,
But
I think I bled too much for your ideas to make sense right now. Because it just sounds like we're going to have to kill him again. And it was a really bad lot of work to do it one time.
yeah.
Well, if you decide you want him in a different body, I can do that. But, otherwise.
Could you pick the body? Like, could it be like a pixie that we keep in a jar?
Is somebody else already in that body?
I can't. No. No.
That's a really good question, Shade.
I could.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There's probably a way to do that, but no. It's more like I can make the spores sort of coalesce into a new body for his spirit. It wouldn't be a pixie because that's not a human. That would be a fae. I can't make him into another kind of creature. He would still be a humanoid.
Okay.
Would
That's
you
unfortunate.
get to pick what his body looks like, or would he?
I've never done it before.
It's one of those.
Yeah.
Well, I tried it on some lizards.
Oh, no. It was a much better news when you said you hadn't.
But I've never done it. I know it will work. I don't know what shape he will be. Anyway, if you want me to do that, I can do it.
Okay, noted.
That's good to know. Yeah. if I die, this is the shape I want to come back to. Just
I guess
if that's a conversation we need to have.
When I
we
die,
could
I
use
don't want a
Tommel
fake
as an
shape.
experiment to find out what shape.
Yeah, but then we have
Also,
to
I'd just like to
right?
say, I was right about not going to that stupid party.
Man, you know,
I
more
mean,
things change.
You definitely didn't save anybody. That's for sure. You're right about that part. Okay, I really have to go make more blood. I'm sorry, I'm low on blood.
Yeah, go.
That's a weird
top off the tank.
Thing to say. I'm also going to bed.
Shade, you should probably also go to sleep.
So tired.
Yeah, go lay down.
Solarka helps Pog to his room.
I just woke up, so I'm not quite tired yet, but I'll go lay down here in a bit.
Does Ari's room have a balcony outside of it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Okay. Then I think I would like to sleep on your balcony if I don't want you to die again and it's a little too close to that time.
Okay.
And so I would feel better if there was somebody watching over you.
Sure. Yeah, that's
me watching over you.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's totally fine with me.
Okay. I go grab my hammock and then I take it over to the other balcony.
Do you need the hand? Yeah, okay.
No, you just died. You need to rest.
But I just woke up also. Like I went to sleep for a while. Well, to sleep for chance. Yeah, anyway.
The most reluctant inspiration ever, Eric.
I was sitting here wondering if it was going to arrive. It was good and terrible at the same time.
Philip, we'd established pre-campaign in the interlude, the 2 years in Stormreach, that Ari had some run-ins with some Stormhammers. Could I try to appear as a Stormhammer that I knew was affiliated with Tommel, but maybe didn't go off with the Colseer contingent? Yeah. Like, okay. So after Shade goes upstairs to move her hammock, Ari goes back into Thora's office. Is Thora in there?
No.
Okay.
She's not.
Then Ari is going to try to go back down into the basement since he knows where the door is.
Yeah, that's true. You know where the door is.
Can I open it?
Yeah.
Okay. So Ari heads back down to the room with Tommel's body in it.
Okay.
Before entering, even though I don't think this makes a difference, use my one use of disguise self to appear as this person.
Okay. What's this person look like?
This person is a half-orc man
Name?
with Chulgosh.
You sure?
Chulgosh. Got it.
It's got a red mohawk and a beard.
A leather biker jacket.
Yes.
With elbow studs, not shoulder. It's a really weird look.
So Ari sits on the table that he woke up on and just extends a hand out and feels, having just done it, I think earlier that day or the day before, or I don't know when the timeline is, recently, feels very different as he casts Speak with Dead on Tommel's corpse.
Yeah, it is different because instead of Instead of reaching out with your mind into Tommel, you see Tommel's eyes flutter open, and a pale greenish light fills them. Otherwise, the corpse remains still.
Where have you been?
He is rebuilding his city.
Are you following him or Mirren?
He made me more than I was.
Why is Mirren following him?
Visions.
Would you betray him to save Mirren?
She is his prophet. They are aligned.
Before you all left the city to follow him, we gave a job to some of your old friends for them to steal a map for you. If they didn't do it, would the kids they're friends with have come to harm because they didn't follow through?
You heard Mirren's orders. You know what we were to do. Is that 5? I think that's 5.
I think that was 5, yeah.
The light fades out of the eyes.
Ari drops the disguise. Well, that wasn't a no. And Ari hops up and heads upstairs. Kicks Tommel's shoulder on the way out.
It's a high kick.
Peppercorns fly off
Up on a
as
table.
he's pickling.
Then punches it.
Gross.
Yeah.
Okay. And to bed?
Furtively, yeah. I mean, he's doesn't want his sleep schedule to get off from everyone else, so he'll lay there wide awake until boredom causes him to fall asleep.
No, I need
Shade
to
is
click
not
this button
falling
so
asleep
bad.
until he is.
What?
Shade is
Does Ari
not
see
falling
Shade
I-
watching him lay in bed? Like, does Ari roll over and just see Shade staring at him?
This those
Give me
she's
the
got those
shade eye.
reflective. She's got those reflective animal eyes now too. Like,
Hey, Shade. You can go to sleep. I know you're more tired than me.
I will. You need to stay in one place.
I would like to make a deception check to act like I'm asleep so that Shade will fall asleep.
I would
Ari
happily
does.
take deception or performance. You think either one? I don't know if those are any different for you, but
They're the same. I'll do performance so it doesn't feel like Ari's lying to Shade.
there you go.
27.
Shade Ari looks very asleep.
Okay.
You're welcome to roll insight if you would like to. If you could get
I mean,
a
my
natural
insight
20.
is just so good. 13.
Ari seems very asleep.
Finally. And then she will take that opportunity to fall asleep.
One
Okay.
of Ari's eyes pop open and he smirks and lays there.
A few hours after you fall asleep, you're awakened to the sound of break. No, you guys, you sleep through the night. You can have a long rest.
I just wanted to click that long rest button so bad.
So
Shade,
much.
you wake up to a knife buried in Ari's chest.
And a note.
Oh my goodness.
From Puzzle Dust.
It
For
was
the
me.
prince.
For the prince.
Gotta give Cal his hit points back too.
It's true. So it's morning. We wake up.
Ari, heads down to the kitchen. Helps. Is Mrs. B still like living in the house, or is she left?
Yeah, she doesn't seem to have gone anywhere. She seems to be. I mean, I assume that unless Ari wakes up very early, she's probably corralling the kids and is with Arlo. She's got them out on the lawn, and they're learning something.
Okay. Something. Love it. Ari kind of smiles and heads into the kitchen to start working on.
She was an
breakfast
accountant.
for-
She's teaching them maths. There you go.
Yeah. Start making breakfast for the field team.
Pog will awaken and go down for breakfast.
Like a cartoon at the smell of pie. Pog floats down to the smell of bacon.
Feet just fluttering above the stairs as he hovers down.
So Pog and Solarka come down for breakfast.
Scandal.
I will.
Ari would, hey,
Mission accomplished, yo.
and
I leave it to you where she slept, but Pog and Solarka come down for breakfast because she definitely didn't go home.
Pog's a gentleman.
Ari hands a plate of bacon to Pog, and then a proper breakfast to Solarka.
Thank you.
Hey, you two. Have you all
Good morning.
seen Shade? Is she up?
That's a good question.
Eventually. I mean, but she is sleeping later than she probably ever has.
If it gets beyond like 20 minutes
The opposite of
after
the
Ari's
spring
come
in Pog
downstairs,
step is what you have.
Right.
Ari would bring like a mug of coffee and a plate of breakfast and like leave it on like the table by the door to his balcony for Shade, not waking her up, but just like having it there ready for her.
I'm picturing out on the balcony is Cal laid out with Shade like up against him, and one of his wings is like tucked over her.
And both of their little nostrils just start twitching at the smell of the breakfast being left in their sleep.
And then Ari would head back downstairs.
Yeah, that would be ideal. Slow wake up, food already there, curled up with the cat, not around people. Yeah.
It's what happens when I DoorDash breakfast in my apartment already. Like that's my daily life.
Yeah, so Shade, you probably wake up to the scent of coffee and food and find some sitting on
Ari-
the windowsill.
Excellent.
Ari would
and I
just be
have it
asking
with
Pog
Cal.
and Shade about what happened after he died, just to fill the time until Shade comes down. Sorry, go ahead, Casey.
Oh no, I'll split it with Cal and then we'll eventually head down.
Cal's very jittery from the coffee.
His tail is just swishing.
Flying around the house. Like
Chasing
cat
puzzle
zoomies.
dust.
His colors are rippling.
You imagine how terrible flying cat zoomies would be. Oh my goodness.
Crashing into everything.
Oh, that's terrifying. This is the first I've been
I
scared of
love
Cal.
it so much.
Oh, I'm so scared of him.
Solarka is probably slightly awkward at your question, Ari, because her answer is, well, I watched your body while the others went and
Thank you.
killed
I
Tommel.
I appreciate that.
We didn't do it. Shade killed Tommel. I just
Oh.
helped carry him back here when he was killed.
Perfect line for Shade to walk in on.
Morning, Shade.
Morning.
Anybody need more coffee? Good.
Always.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think Cal should have any more.
Cal coffee?
Is that what just went by? Was that
Yeah.
that was Cal?
Yeah.
Well, he feels real good being alive again.
He's feeling a lot better this morning.
His spots are like kaleidoscoping.
We should probably have eased him into living this time, but
I feel like he should come with like
This
a
is-
warning for people with certain conditions not to look right at him.
he probably has one. He's just moving too fast to see it.
As Ari's
Well-
using the urn to refill.
I'm going to go home. My father will probably be wondering what happened.
Okay.
Do you want me to walk back with you?
Yeah, how are you feeling? That was a tough fight.
I feel fine. I have had,
Good.
now that I've had a rest, it was a lot. But you are welcome to Pog, but you do not need to. If there are things you all need to talk about, I imagine. So,
I get that you're good physically, Solarka, but are you okay?
I have not had a profession that accustoms me to a conversation with someone whose dead body I saw yesterday.
Fair. Fair
I'm very
enough.
glad you're all right.
Me too.
I will see you all later.
Let me at least walk you out, and Pog will follow her to the door.
Okay.
She seems uneasy around me, which I get, but also
Yeah, she can't mention your dead body every time she interacts with you from now on. That's not.
I would love for that to not be the case, but you know,
Yeah.
I guess we had already dealt with seeing that happen with Esri, of watching Esri die in front of us and then come back. But
Yes, dealt with. Yeah. It has happened before.
experienced, I guess. Yes,
Right.
correct. Yeah. Fair. Whenever Pod gets back, Ari would then say, "So I talked to Tommel last night.
You what?
I went and did like the speak with a corpse thing that
Well,
I can do.
By yourself?
I didn't wake him up. He was like, he literally could not move. I could just access his memories.
It just feels
And you're
really
confident
soon
about that.
after you going after Tommel on your own and not doing so great to go to Tommel on your own.
Well, like I said, it was just speaking with his memories, not him. All that to say, I don't think we should bring him back. Like, talking to him, it really seems like he was there of his own volition, and yeah, I don't know. But I do know that Colseer is, I think, based out of the Obsidian City. I think that's where their HQ is, and he's rebuilding it. So that's something.
What do we do about that?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think we can really go storm the city, but
Not today.
true. My primary concern was trying to figure out whether or not it was worth our time considering bringing Tommel back. I also asked about where he was just so I could get a bit of actionable info, but that wasn't my primary concern. I can do it again in like 10 days. So if we have other questions we want to ask him, I can do it then. But
an 11-day-old corpse just like answering questions just hit me.
Right. Do we just
Yeah.
do we just
I mean, I just need
store
his
bodies
skull.
in the basement now?
Would love to not do that. I asked him about the map job and the kids and the veiled threat that he made. That was kind of my big barometer. And the best response he was willing to give was that he knew what his orders were and what they had to do to get the map. So that makes me think that not good. Doesn't make me think good things about him. So
Do you
because
Did
if
you
Thora
ask about
gave me orders
Harazi?
to go hurt some kids, I would question that and probably not do it. But what about Harazi?
Well, I mean, they're after Harazi. Like that Mirren
Right.
was
Trying to find
mentally
Harazi.
digging into my brain trying to find them. Yeah.
Yikes. Sorry, Shade. That
Ew.
seems like that would be very invasive. It's awful.
I've tried really hard not to give anything away, but I didn't show nothing.
Well, we haven't been around Harazi that much, so
Well,
think-
except for
Yeah.
the time that we took your dead body to Harazi to ask her to fix it.
okay.
Yeah, that was one of the things that we did and didn't do much talking about. We just kind of did that. Should we do that again and make sure she's okay?
Yes. Yeah, I think we should figure out how to help her. But I don't know what that looks like.
Or does
She's-
going back
she's
get worse?
very powerful. I'm not
know.
saying that she's not in danger. I'm just saying how can we help? I guess is my
Right.
question.
No, that's the question. Killing Colseer seems to be like the best thing,
You know, when you
but I
want to
don't
kill
know
a
how we
snake.
do that.
Did he become a snake?
Do you
when
know
wanna
how to kill a
Chop
snake?
off the head. Like Colseer is the
Okay.
head of our
Oh.
problem. So
Good answer.
see, I know wood things. I mean, Colseer has attacked the city now twice, right? The earthquake and then this. Well, I guess he also sent Tommel to the Wayfinders Guild. And we stopped that. So there's stuff in the city that he wants. And it seems like we stopped him. I guess I could ask Tommel what he was in the city to get. Shoot, that would have been a good idea. Well, mark your calendars. In just under 2 weeks, we'll knock that out.
Nothing will possibly happen in the next 10 days.
Fine. But I guess the question is, what do we do? Like, obviously, we want to help protect Harazi because Colseer's going after them. But we can't just go storm the Obsidian City because that seems like a suicide mission for the three of us. Even if we got Ezri, Solarka, our allies to join us I still feel like that would not go well.
Well,
Especially
it didn't go
given-
well, and we fought fish people, like who
Yeah.
are not Colseer.
Oh crap!
So
Is Colseer aligned with the fish people? Shoot, I didn't even put that together. Shade, that's a good shout. Ugh.
we get to decide what we do now, or are we still having to have Miss Thora tell us what we're doing? I don't know which kind of situation this is.
We could ask her and see if she wants to tell us or let us decide.
Or if she has any leads or thoughts on what's going on.
Surely
Thora!
she has thoughts.
Just shout.
You just tried to summon Thora to the kitchen. We have communication options.
Do we want to go
No,
to
but I mean, that's perfect, right? When somebody, when your mom
your brother.
asks you to tell your sibling, yes, you just shout upstairs.
I could have done that
myself.
The universal human experience there.
It's true.
Do y'all want to go to Thor's office and talk to her, or what do we want to?
Thor, are you in your office?
I am out behind the library.
We should not go to her office.
Yeah, well, let's go out behind the. Are you busy out behind the library?
I'm available.
Cool. See you in a second.
You find Thora in the covered sitting area out the back doors of the library. She looks tired.
This is nice.
Yes. How are you doing?
Feel a little weird, but okay. Feel a little different, but guess that's to be expected.
I do too, but really good. Really good.
All right.
How are you feeling?
Tired.
Fair. Any updates from the city on the fallout from yesterday, or any leads on what they were trying to do?
Stormlord Lassite is keen to reschedule Burning Titan
Well,
since they didn't set fire to the statue.
okay.
Amanatu is thoroughly investigating and taking witness statements.
Okay.
It should be concerning to us that he's trying to do his job well.
Why?
The attack on the city was led by an aberrant marked.
Ah. Yeah. Okay. Concerning to us, not to. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. And that's roughly where things stand. Not many civilians were harmed, so there's that.
Would making it known that we eliminated the person leading the attack help us at all?
You were all seen fighting the threat. That helps.
Okay.
No, I think if we were to produce Tommel's body at this stage, I may have erred in my eagerness to see that we found him and not the Watch. Now, if we produce his body, it raises more questions.
mean, what if we, and I'm not saying that this is what I want to do, but I'm just spitballing ideas. What if we produce him to answer for his crimes? I mean, would that...
You want to bring him back from the dead?
No, I don't want to, but I'm saying, would that be helpful?
It might. I don't know. Depends on how confident we could be that he'd be made to, and there's no form of this that can't be made to look bad for us if someone's determined to do so. I wish we knew.
Okay.
The opportunity wasn't there, and I'm not finding fault. I wish it had been possible to capture him. I have a lot of questions. This is, third time?
Yep.
It's growing more destructive every time. Well, maybe not. This was not more destructive than the earthquake, but still.
I mean, for both sides, they've lost someone every time they've tried. At least someone.
That's true. The question is whether he views them as irreplaceable.
I doubt it, but
a lot of Stormhammers disappeared. I don't know whether he can only use the ones with marks or not. And I don't know what other resources he has to draw on. There's no network that I can reach into. If he were in the city, we could make use of the militias and gangs that you all have contact with out in the jungle. Without knowing more about what Kulsir intends to do, I'm afraid we're stuck waiting for his next move.
We have friends amongst the Drow. They know the jungle better than anyone. I wouldn't want to put them in danger, but
we could. There's no version of this that doesn't put someone in danger.
I know, but
bringing Tommel back puts people in danger. We could bring him back tied to a table and in a locked room, but still.
I think I know they're based out of the Obsidian City. That's where the map that they wanted.
Yeah.
And I went down and spoke to Tommel's corpse last night to try to assess if he was worth bringing back, and he mentioned that Kulsir is rebuilding in his city, which is the Obsidian City. So they're doing something there to bolster defenses, build it up. I don't know. But
that's disconcerting without being informative. Unfortunately.
Last few times I've talked to him, he was that way, even when he was alive, so.
Fair enough.
We could go talk to the Moon Spears and see if they have people that have ventured that way.
Yeah.
Any insights?
It's not a bad idea.
Or I guess there's other people that do what your job used to be, I guess, Shade. Like, there's other guides, right? Like, it's not just the Drow that go out in the jungle. Like, there's a whole wayfinders, and there's teams of people that do it, so.
Yeah, and some good ones.
Yeah. Think Malcolm would be willing to do a flyby? Just kidding.
I do.
Be very dangerous in any case.
Yes. Is there anything that you're needing us to do? Anything pressing on the Stormlord front?
I'm concerned about what Amanatu is up to. He's been in power too long to just take what's happened to him lying down, but I don't know what he'll do in response.
Does he have any inclination who did it, or is he just kind of grasping at straws at this point?
I don't think he'll attach it to Paula. He might attach it to me because Paula's backing my play. But what use he'll make of it, that's what I don't know. I'm worried about his house connections. But that is small fish compared to Kulsir. I don't know how to proceed against Kulsir without better information.
How far out is the Obsidian City from Stormreach?
It's far. It would be a matter of days. Under good circumstances.
Okay, well. Thoughts, gang?
Yes.
Also, the Sahagwin's part in the attack is concerning.
Yes. It is.
Don't know if there's anything we can do about that, but just...
There are arrangements between the city and the local tribes, so unfortunately normally that's handled by the Harbor Lord, of which there isn't one. And that wrangling is ongoing. Our options, essentially, are sit here and... Sit, not right, but stay here and manage the politics of this place until something happens that we can react to again, or find some way to take action against Kulsir No.
Okay.
To do
Every
that,
time something happens here, we get closer to not being able to react to it.
It would seem, even though you do keep defeating his henchmen, he's building and not diminishing. So, yes, it does suggest that he'll strike harder each time. Do you know what Tommel was trained to do here?
No. Unfortunately not. But whatever it was, he didn't accomplish it, so they'll probably be back.
Probably.
Don't love that, but...
I did get kidnapped and they did ask me where Harazi was in more than those 2 steps, but...
That is very troubling. I wish I knew whether that was...
But I don't think that was the goal.
It seems, whether that was a goal or just opportunistic. It seems a rather complicated way of trying to kidnap you. It seems like there would be simpler
easier
approaches
ways.
to that. Well,
Tommel
maybe
did
not
say
easier, but
that Mirren was following Kolsir because of visions and that she was his prophet. So it seems like Mirren is important potentially to what Kolsir is up to. So if we could eliminate Mirren somehow, I don't know. I don't know what the next steps beyond that thought are, but
it would be good. You're right. If we could neutralize Mirren, that would be good. Obviously, she was in the city at some point, but I don't know whether she still is. And where she is if she's not. I'm not able to sense her right now, but that doesn't mean she's not hidden. Yes, eliminating her would be a good step, but again, without better intelligence, I don't know how to plan that action.
I mean, what if we went back to wherever they took you, Shade, and see if there's any kind of clue or track or lead that we can follow in terms of where Mirren went after you killed Tommel?
How closely did we look yesterday when we were there? I'm so sorry. I just don't remember.
Yeah, you guys made investigation checks around the building and didn't find anything particularly suspicious.
Okay.
I don't think anyone made a thorough search of the interior.
Okay.
But the area around the building was searched thoroughly by you and Thora.
We did look, but we can look again.
I mean, if you all think you already, I mean, I wasn't
Inside.
there, obviously. So, I mean, if you already looked, then, and it's a dead lead, then we could go talk to the Moon Spears, see if we can go talk to the tribe and see if they've noticed anything. Because if he's rebuilding, he would need materials, presumably, of some kind. Pog, what do you think?
I think we probably should go back and look, because I was only looking for other people, personally.
Okay.
I had to carry a body, and I was just making sure I wasn't going to get stabbed again.
Okay.
It's a good thing to look for.
Maybe I can make use of this, and Ari pulls out the loose eyeball out of his pocket.
Who? That's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with who.
I don't know. Bought it from a hag.
No idea.
Lets me cast Detect Magic, though. So. Ari drops it back in his pocket.
It's just loose like that.
All right.
How would you want me to carry it, Pog? Huh?
Jar.
Yeah, don't. Why is this such an outrageous desire?
We
here?
live a
You
very active lifestyle. I'm going to bump into a building and then shatter glass in my pocket. That sounds like a great idea.
We have successfully carried vials on multiple occasions. We have an Esri. We can get you a tough vial.
Just easier this way.
Feels like you're ruining your pocket.
It does smell bad, but also because it's magical,
Right.
It never dries out.
Pog
so
looks
it's
casually
wet
at
all the
Shade to
time.
see if she's reacting to an eyeball in the pocket. Just doing it for you?
It does something.
Back to the building then?
Yep.
Return.
Yeah.
All right. You can find your way back quite easily. It's a memorable location for two of you. You see that there's a notice posted on the front door. And before even going close enough to read it, you can see that it has the sigil of House Medani on it,
Bleh.
which is a house that deals in private investigators, that sort of thing. Detectives.
What does it say?
It identifies this location as an active crime scene, and that there is to be no entry without the permission of Lord Yorick Amanatu.
He gets trapped. Think they did something to let them know if somebody doesn't follow their request.
You have an eyeball.
Most of the places I want to get into that I'm not supposed to have been.
Philip, remind me, is it just 4 charges and then that's it, or does it recharge at a long rest? Okay.
4 charges, and then it's just an eyeball.
Okay, well, Ari pulls the eyeball out and
the pupil dilates and focuses, and it's like you're holding up a little black light flashlight.
yeah.
And you as you move it over, you can see magic. You can definitely tell that the door is warded with some kind of abjuration magic, as are the windows.
Any idea what would need to be done to get rid of the warding?
Dispel magic would end a magical effect.
Anything else?
What if we ask
You
it
can make
nicely?
you can make an Arcana check.
I'll do that. 16.
You can tell that this is the alarm spell, and it unfortunately does not have this form of it does not appear to have a physical element that you could disrupt and thus turn it off. It's essentially creating a magical field that if you were to cross, would whoever cast it would be alerted to that fact.
Can any of us teleport? Like if we look in through the window?
Misty Step.
Misty Step.
Ari lost his Misty Step ability, so
Peasant.
how dare you?
Getting around by walking.
I mean, if with my Arcana check, Philip, would I know if somebody were to teleport in, like through the window, would that trigger the alarm, or is it only crossing the threshold of the alarm?
You don't think so. You think as long as they're not physically crossing through the field, it would not. An important question you would ask with your DC, with your 16 Arcana check is, can you Misty Step both in and out?
Can anybody Misty Step twice?
I could. I can see if my friend gets in trouble for being inside.
And I've seen you swap places with him, right? Like, that's smart, Pog.
Is that it? Is that a
That
yes?
is very clever.
Thank you. I'm nervous with good things. And Pog's going to walk up close by the window, and on the other side, summon Minnie.
Okay. The shrouded figure appears in the room. Nothing seems to happen.
Before you swap spots with them, take this, and Ari extends the eyeball. So then you can detect magic in there in case she did teleportation or something. You might see remnants of that. So,
okay. And then looking at it, Bamfs switches places with Minnie, who's now standing there next to you guys.
Hi.
From inside, Pog will give the same wiggle that he saw Ari do.
So you are inside. There's a very large dark stain on the floorboards. There's a broken window on the other side of the room. You can see the same arcane field around the window. Otherwise, this appears to be an empty room. There's nothing else magical in here other than the field warding it.
That
You can make an investigation check to examine the room physically.
Yeah, that's all that the eye points out to me. Is
The eye just shows you the wards.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and push this check. That was a 5, so we're gonna 22.
Nice.
That's much better.
You make a very, very thorough search of this building. And you find nothing.
I can't find anything in here, you guys. It's just blood on the floor, and the only magic seems to be the alarm.
Bummer.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
All right, well, come on back out.
Sorry. And get back into line of sight with Minnie and swap back and have him dissipate when he gets back in the room. Here, please.
Oh,
please.
thank you.
Here.
Shade, did you notice, did Mirren teleport away? Did she run out the door? Like, do you have any recollection of how she got away from you?
Oh no, I sprinted and jumped out a window.
So she was just...
So I did not... She was
Gotcha.
still there when I left.
Gotcha. Okay. Probably too much foot traffic around this building for any tracks if she did walk away, right?
You're on a crowded street. People are moving up and down it.
You stabbed her though, right?
I did.
So maybe there's a blood trail? Maybe, I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
I can look for a blood trail.
Sure. Give me a survival check.
That would be a 27.
Wow.
You do not find a blood trail.
I am super confident that there's not a blood trail.
Well, it seems like this lead is in about the same state I was this time yesterday, so... Too soon for jokes? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I see the looks. I just, note taken. Well, do we want to go? What do we want to do next, gang?
We do
Go talk
not
to them.
want to interfere with House Madani, right? Even though they might have already looked throughout this house and taken anything that we would possibly find useful.
I really don't want to get on their radar. We've avoided it thus far, just barely.
I am generally in that camp.
yeah.
I just
Yeah.
want to make sure that we're still staying there. Okay.
Yep. My next
Moon
thought would be to
spears?
go talk, Moon Spears, and see if we can get any leads from the drow out in the jungle.
Yeah.
I have no other idea.
Okay.
Okay. You all head off towards the Moon Spears, and that is where we will pick up in our next episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this and would like to let us know or get in touch with us, you can find links to all of our social media in the description down below, or talk to us in comments while you're down there, including a link to our Discord, a link to the Geek Pantheon YouTube, where you can find Eric making the occasional YouTube video on various RPG topics, and to Colin's Twitch, where he is sorry, BTR, the O is a 0, streaming when life allows.
We'll get better at that.
And hey, and until new episodes of Khyber Shards on Monday, new Khyber Shards answers on Friday. And until next time, thanks for rolling with us and tolerating Eric's creepy looks.
It's insufferable.